defensive perimeter guys in the draft. Diarra going up. It's got to be going up. I think I've loved what I've seen from Adu at Diarra. What do you got?
Ryan Dunn, I would imagine, is probably closer to the first round in the next version. Diarra, I bet he's probably around the same range. I think he's a little more dirty work kind of guy, and it's tough to get those guys to skyrocket upwards.
Yes, I agree.
Despite how much we might love them. I think Dalton Knecht is another guy who will probably rise considerably. His offense has looked exceptional, really high-level transfer. It's kind of it. The rest of the names feel fine. Cohen Carr, they're some huge fans. I'm unfortunately not one of them. He's fine. Awesome athlete. So we'll see.
Any Diarra pro comps? Gosh, the draft guide, I forgot who we had for chemistry. I think he's just going to be this dirty. I think Metcalf's right. I think he's going to be this dirty man type of guy. See Jay Crowder vibes, but he can't shoot. His shot is going in the right direction, but he's not
like a 6'8" Josh Okogie.
Oh, that's not bad. That's a good one. He's just going to be a getting some fans saying they don't see it with Baba Miller, and it's like, yeah, that's probably for another show. Yeah. But the Arrow is going to be a fun one that people are going to like, but I think Metcalf's spot on there. It's tough when those dirty work guys, it's tough to get those guys. They can have a skyrocket up into like the early second round, but I feel like it's hard to get that next leap of, movement. But NBA teams still might take them in the first round because they're like, no, we need him. He's perfect for our rotation. Cohen Carr, I'm not there.
I don't get it.
I'm sorry, guys.
He's fun.
He's very funny. Athleticism's holy crap
incredible.
Mode.
Probably best athlete in the country.
Yeah.
Arguably top 3.
Yes. He had a sequence in their last game, and I turned on the game to watch. I turned around, and he had just unbelievable timing. It was like a sequence with him, and I just was like, this was disgusting. I hated it. So I need to go back and watch him, but I'm out right now. We'll wait and see. And I think in that game, he finished with like 2 points. Dalton's looked great for Tennessee. What else? Anything?
I don't think so. Let's move on to 51 through 60 and kind of round out this first version of the composite board. At 51, Miles Kelly. 52, Aaron Bradshaw. 53, Alex Caravan. 54, Khalil Ware. 55, Wooga Poplar. 56, Pacome Dadier. 57, Oso Iguodaro. 58, Terrence Arsenault. 59, Tristan Da Silva. And 60, Nikola Jurisic.
Bradshaw's tough because we have him there, but waiting to see if he's even going to play. Caravans look great. Miles Kelly just had a very ugly, non-efficient game, but he's had a couple nice performances. What are your thoughts?
I think the big difference one on here for me is Wooga. I have him way higher. I have him.
Where do you have him?
Oh boy. As I say that,
I had Wooga at 49, but I'm probably looking to move him up.
I have him at 40. Sorry.
Okay.
Me.
He's been great.
He's been on fire. That Miami team's a lot of fun. Him and Matthew Cleveland. I've never been a Matthew Cleveland guy, but he's been really good.
I hate how much you're saying that. I need Wooga. I need to move up more. He's been fantastic. He looks like a guy that might be hanging his hat on like, hey, I'm the microwave scoring wing in this draft that you need to get your hands on. So I think that's a good one. I think everyone was very
he's a better athlete than Kelly too.
Yeah. He's better. He got a better frame. He's 6'5". I think Miles was listed at 6'6", 180. Wooga's 6'5", 197. Wooga looks great. It's probably, I'm looking at my board right now. It's probably the adjustment. I'm going to move Wooga ahead of Miles. Let's talk about Khalil Ware.
Yep.
Everyone was shocked we had him so low.
Yep.
He's put up some big numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you at with him?
I have him a little higher, but I have him at 48. What about you?
I'm at 51.
Okay.
I understand the numbers. I understand everyone's getting excited, but I also think he's in a very favorable position right now with that team in which their offense has just been atrocious and they are feeding him everything in the world. I'm not shocked that he's blocking shots. I'm not shocked that he's looked good. I think with Khalil right now and why I have him where I have him is I need them to play someone. And if he does that against someone, then we can start to talk about moving him back up. But there's also like Metcalf. Last year, we hated the big class. This year, it's awesome. I'm just saying it's very, very deep. You can find your recipe, what you're looking for. Like we haven't even talked about Missy from Baylor, who looks like, a DeAndre Jordan with bounce, like scary bounce and power. And he's probably like, would you take Missy right now over Khalil Ware if you were in a draft room and had a second round pick?
Probably.
And you needed a big? I would too, because I think Missy's a raw ball of clay.
That's
plays
part
his
of the thing.
ass off. Like he gets places fast. So I have Missy in front of Khalil Ware. And like I go through a lot of the bigs on my board that I've updated. And every time I get to two bigs, I'm like, who do I like more? And unfortunately, every time I got someone, Khalil Ware was dropping. So just my opinion. What else do you think? Pacome looks great for Ratio Farm.
Have his last couple games been better?
He's tough because everyone's going to look at the numbers and he's getting more run and it's still little bits, but now you're getting to put together the flashes, talked with their coaches. I've heard great things and the flashes I'm seeing are fantastic. So I just think it's one of those, like when we get more samples, he needs a game in which they're playing him like, hey, we're going to play him 25 minutes, see what happens. But they have a very good team. So it's tough. But I just have liked the flashes are starting to pile up now where you can get more film of kind of a sample size, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and they've been a really fun watch. I've been intrigued with some of his stuff, but it feels like all kind of connective, complementary skills. And again, similar to the dirty work stuff, it's tough for those guys to really skyrocket. And I've yet to see him really take over and like be a big time scoring threat or a big time defensive threat. So I like the pieces, but I'm not quite there yet.
I can't begin to explain how scared I'd be if Khalil Ware had a Dembona's motor.
Yeah. And just my 2 cents on Ware. I know the numbers look great. And it's really good to see him turn it around in at least some aspect from where he was at Oregon last year. I think the biggest difference is that he is being put in a perfect position to succeed, where they're playing him at center. They're not having him be a power forward and just lurk on the perimeter and try and defend guys in space, because he's never been good at that. He's never been good at flipping his hips and switching onto guards and perimeter guys. But he's always been an awesome shot blocker. And when they have him in drop constantly, they have Malik Renaud take on the more bruising and the more athletic matchups, and they're just having Ware camp around the rim and block everything that comes around him and and rebound every loose ball, every missed shot. And that's a perfect spot for him to be in. And hence, go look at the numbers. They track with that. Go look at his 3-point attempts. They're putting him in the post all the time. They're having him be a screener, and then they have him rolling all the time. And Malik Renaud is showing really good passing. I'm happy that Ware is putting up much better numbers. I need to see it all year, and I need to see him be kind of taken out of their game plan. I need to see what happens when there is a legitimate counter to what Indiana's trying to do and how he reacts to that. I think the matchup against Edey is going to be fascinating.
I got a better one for you.
Okay.
Everyone, here you go. This is the Khalil Ware moment. This Sunday morning, UConn at Indiana.
Yeah.
We're going to find out a lot about Khalil Ware.
Yep.
He is going to be tested more than he probably realizes. And if Khalil Ware can put up a performance against Donovan Clingan and that UConn wagon, then we are really going to find out some stuff. And that's why I have him where I think that's why a lot of people at No Ceilings have him where they're at, because it's not that we talk about Khalil Ware a bunch. It's not that we don't think he's talented. It is, we are wanting to see, we're not wanting to get fooled again. Shout out who? We're not wanting to get fooled again because last year we all were very high on it. It was a disaster of an experience at Oregon, but he is in a very favorable situation with Mike Woodson at Indiana. They've looked brutal offensively and against weaker teams, and it's time to see if Ware can do this now against tough competition. He's got Michigan coming up on the schedule. He's got Auburn coming up on the schedule next month. And UConn Sunday is going to be a very measuring stick. And if he does perform and start to put these together against tougher competition, I would not be surprised he skyrockets up our boards because everyone right now has the same feeling, I think, at No Ceilings, is everyone's like, I don't want to, the fire's hot. I don't want to jump on it again and get burned. So we'll wait and see.
Okay. Are there questions you want to run through? Do you want to go through some guys that we didn't talk about that we're very confident in will be on the next one? Or
yeah, we can do
guys. Where do you want to go from?
Well, everyone's been talking about Bub. We need to talk about him. We can talk about some guys you're confident. Who you think's moving up? What do you got? You steer the ship here.
Let's talk about Carlton Carrington.
So everyone, I'll plug this. Metcalf, as you're watching live, if you're listening to this tomorrow morning, Metcalf, you're writing about him for NoCeilingsNBA.com. It's free. I'm thrilled to be able to read that tomorrow because I know you've been texting me and being like, he's good. He can play. Like, this is serious. And I was like, okay. And then I was literally going to watch. I watched his first game, very impressed, the triple-double game. Because anytime you're a freshman and you throw up a triple-double and you're 6'5", I'm going to run to the computer to watch you. But I haven't watched his most recent game, which I want to. And I joked with you before we recorded, and I said, I almost want to read your piece first and then go back and watch it. So hit me with it. Talk to everyone. Everyone's asking about him in the chat. Everyone wants to know, what does Metcalf think of Bub?
Great. I have him at 14. I believe it's Lil Bub.
Little Bub,
because I think his dad early, during my research, his dad was called Bub Carrington, so he's Carlton Lil Bub Carrington. Yeah, I have him at 14. The dude can just flat out play, and I can
tell me why it's not an overreaction for you to have him in the lottery right now.
The numbers are outlandish right now, and he has like a 70+ effective field goal percentage and true shooting percentage. Those aren't going to sustain, but everything he does, it's simple. It's him making the right reads. There isn't an abundance of flair or an over reliance on athleticism that he plays with. It's really just simple decision making. And in their last game, there was Pitt's been running him out of this Chicago action constantly all season. And there was against Florida Gulf Coast. They ran him out of it. He attracted both help defenders, forced the help defender to tag the roller, just made the easy kickback to wide open shooter. Couple possessions later, same exact set, same exact result. Help defender started cheating out a little to the shooter, and Carrington, read that. He recognized it, still made the pass, set up the three, guy knocked it down. Couple possessions later, exact same set. He looks off the help defender, who is now sick of getting burned on from three, looks him off, ignores the roller, feeds the roller for an easy dunk. He just knows how to read the defense, how to manipulate momentum. His space creation, it's not Trey Mann-esque where he's, really hyperextending and then snatching back. It's almost Shai Gilgeous-Alexander-esque where he's planting that plant foot and getting down in like that 90-degree squat and then sending the defender flying and just pulling up with ease, stepping back. The shot looks smooth. The playmaking is accurate. It's all just really replicable stuff. And yes, the numbers are going to come back down to earth a little bit in some form or fashion, but everything he does, it's really simple. And I don't say simple to try and undermine him or diminish what he's doing. I say simple because that's the stuff where even when you're in a cold stretch, you can go back to, and it's all about the process. The process with him is incredible. The numbers right now are outlandish, but the process and what he's doing to accumulate those numbers right now is exactly what you want from a 6'5" point guard.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it before we hit record. I said, it's one thing to be doing this stuff and be like, oh, 6 foot junior. When you're 6'5" freshman having this type of early success, you are going to get scouts' attention in a hurry. People are going to be coming to scout you in person because this is legit serious numbers. This is production. This is really impressive stuff. So I'm pumped to keep watching them. I'm pumped to read your piece tomorrow. It's just a very exciting. There's always a curveball. It's like what I told you when we were about to record. I said there's always a curveball every year in the draft. There's always a guy that we didn't have on our top 60 or everyone isn't talking about that comes in and just lays the hammer down and starts skyrocketing up boards. And he's firmly on the radar now. Well, let's see how he can continue to put this together. And if he can do this over the first, I'm not saying this consistently, but if he can continue to impress over the first half of the season, yeah, he's going to be getting a lot of buzz. We got a lot of comments about Rob Dillingham, so we need to talk about Rob.
Last thing on Carrington. Last thing on Carrington. So not only is the process, replicable and really encouraging, but just his senior year of high school is like 48, 38, 85-ish shooting splits, give or take a little bit on those, but good shooter and scorer in high school. Set a school record scoring over 1,000 points in his senior year. Averaged like 28, 7, and 6 his senior year. Wasn't in anyone's top 100, wasn't on RSCI top 100, wasn't on ESPN's. I think he was like 91 on 24/7. And the big red flag with his offense for me right now is that he's taking less than 10% of his shots at the rim. I think he only has 3 at rim attempts. Concerning, especially at his size. But senior year of high school, it was about 24-ish%. So I think that's going to come back. I think it's going to improve, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on. And if it doesn't, and the shooting efficiency kind of tails off, that's where we kind of get in the realm of, okay, this was a really hot start. Let's see what next year looks like.
Absolutely. So it's going to be interesting. I just want to talk on Dillingham real quick. And then we can do whoever else you want to talk about. Dillingham's looked very good. He had a great performance against Kansas. I am always going to be a wait and see guy when it comes to these type of players. He had a lot of buzz coming out of OTE. I thought when he was at OTE, I was like, I know he's going to Kentucky. That is not going to fly, that playing style at Kentucky. Calipari is going to try to water that down. And from what I've seen, he's doing a better job of finding efficient shots, good looks. He caught fire in that game and was electric. I just want to see the rest of the versatility. I want to see how everything else develops. I know he's a microwave scorer. I know he can get hot. There's guys at no ceilings that are already talking like he's moving up their board. So, yes, I think he's going to be making a very firm appearance on the next board. It's just going to be interesting to see if this is a early second round type of guy that's just like here's a bucket off the bench. Or if he develops a little bit more versatility and this is like, hey, maybe this has some more momentum to climb. But Kentucky's website had him around 6'2", 6'3". Gavoni posted a recap piece on ESPN today and had him at 6'1" with a 6'2" wingspan. And I was like, oh,
not good.
So it's not that we're like, oh, he has to have these measurements. Cause I'm one of those like, whatever. Can the dude play? Can he help out a team? Fine. We'll figure it out. But when you're getting to that graveyard 6 foot conversation for a guard and you're thin,
you have to be incredible.
You have to be very damn good at a lot of stuff. And, how's Bones Highland doing right now? Like I'm just saying like it's tough. So he's with a great school to develop his craft. Calipari's had great success with getting guards to find another level of their basketball career that they might not even thought existed. So that's why I'm going to be patient with Dillingham throughout the year, because Calipari's got something there. And he's probably like, if I can get him to buy in, we can unlock a little bit of his game. And everyone knows how I'm trying to push the needle to bring back small point guards. I absolutely love the little guys. So we'll see. We'll wait and see. But any thoughts, or who else do you think's making some noise?
Yeah, a couple other names. I want to shout out a couple of the other NBL guys. Alex Tui, love his game. I was really surprised he wasn't on that he didn't make our top 60. Albert just wrote an awesome piece about him over at NoCeilingsNBA.com. Make sure to go check that out. He's been really, really impressive. And then Ariel Hookporty, same kind of vein, really just plays the part of a backup big. I know that's not sexy, but when you look around the league and how many teams are desperate for that backup center, look at the Clippers. They're, negotiating with Daniel Tice right now. They could really use Hookporty. He's been really good on the roll. He catches everything. His drop coverage and rim protection have been exceptional. So I don't think he's going to be a first rounder, but I think a team taking him in the second round is going to be very happy with him. And Trenton Flowers is another guy where I struggle with him, but the athleticism, the hype around him, the intrigue about what he could still grow into and how kind of moldable his game still is, there's a lot of interest with him. So it'll be, I hope that kind of like AJ Johnson, he starts to get a more consistent role, at least a little more prominent role, but those guys are looking to win games. So it'll be fascinating to see where he lands.
Absolutely. Flowers is a tricky one, but we know we've talked to people that are very, very high on him that were like, whoa, okay. So I think the NBL situation is just going to have to take a lot of patience from everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Braden Huff, someone brought up in the comments, he looks very impressive early for Gonzaga, but it's another guy that I'm like, I need to see what you can do against legit competition. But 6'10" freshman lefty with a beautiful shot from outside. He's just put up a couple big games. I just want to see more. I need to see that consistency, and then he's going to start heating up. Walter Clayton Jr., I know people have been kind of buzzing about. He's looked good for Florida. I know Grant Nelson's had a couple good games for Bama. Let's wait and see there for me. Juan Nunez is starting to look really good again overseas. Ratio Farm. I got to give a little love to KJ Lewis and Kylan Boswell for Arizona have looked good, and I think they're going to start getting more spotlight if they're consistent and Arizona keeps playing great. So anybody else? Who did I miss? Oh, Peyton Sandfort for Iowa. I think some flashes, some stuff to just monitor. So like intriguing, and you can shoot. Let's see if you can get hot this year and start to build some confidence. So feel like I'm always missing like 15 guys, but
it's that time of the year where 150 names make sense, and I had to sift through 150 plus names, so that was fun.
I will say, that was I felt your pain. I will say London Johnson hasn't been playing for the Ignite, and I think when he comes back, we're going. Yes, it does. When he comes back, we're going to start heating up again about London Johnson. I think
you have him in your top 60.
I have him on my knocking on the door list because I think I want to see him get back and put together a couple of games, and then I feel like I'm going to buy in because me and you were talking about him. What was it? It wasn't against Perth.
Yeah, it was against.
Was it against Perth?
Yeah, he was like, he could play
play
really well.
Yeah, he played well.
Like he didn't put up big numbers, but he just kind of controlled. He played just a really good backup role or point guard role.
He like I'm looking at my board and there's names I should probably put him in. I don't know. He's going to be tough because I still am waiting to see AJ Mitchell from Santa Barbara. I like him a lot. I don't know. It's just, I think London, it's always funny with teams when a guy isn't playing and they get smoked and you realize, London's a little bit more important to this team than you realize. So it just goes to say, what else you got? Anything?
That's all I got on the big board. Do you have anything?
That's all I got.
Okay. Well, final two segments. What's the best thing in basketball that you've seen recently? You didn't prepare for this again.
No, I did. I'm going to steal your answer. I'm going to steal your answer, though. Anthony Edwards, the pass he made at the end of the game against the Warriors to Mike Conley. It was Mike Conley in the corner, right? Yeah. It was unbelievable. Like the moment he touched the ball, I was like, Ant's shooting this. I was like, every young guy that's a rising superstar is shooting this. And when he drove and like had that turnaround, and I was like, he's gonna step through and shoot this off the glass, blah blah blah. When he threw the pass, I literally was like watching. I was like, great pass. I was, just one of those moments where you're so in shock. So big time win. I was really, really impressed with Ant. He looks like it's here. He is becoming a superstar in the league. And I think that was a very mature moment of just being like, this is me. And I think every guy would have taken the shot. Like, been like, there's no way I'm not taking the shot. And this read right here to just kick, oh my gosh. Like, some people were like, that wasn't a great pass. I was like, that pass was unbelievable. It didn't need to be on the money. It just needed to be in the vicinity. So big time play. They've been playing great. Ant just looks like he's finally getting it. The Wolves are legit. They look really fun.
Look at you bringing the Timberwolves propaganda. I love it.
I love watching them.
No, mine is Lil Bob Carrington. I've just had so much fun watching him. So,
gosh, you're pumping this. Am I going to have a midnight viewing of some film, or I'll wait to see your piece tomorrow? Okay, or when it goes up.
Whenever you get around to watching him, let me know what you think of the defense, because I think there are flashes of good stuff, and like he's trying, but it feels like a lot of the lapses are like freshman stuff, if that makes sense. So, I think it's okay. I think there's good intent behind it, but I am curious to see how it kind of grows.
I'm very patient with freshman defensive lapses. Very patient.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get into the final one. The No Ceilings Green Room.
I'm a man of my word, Metcalf. Made some art. I made some art, baby. There we go. Green Room is live and well. So introduce it to everyone.
Yeah, just for new listeners, it is the most exclusive club in the basketball draft world. Only 14 names get in, no more, no less by draft time. We've been kind of slowly going through, introducing people to get in line. It's based on vibes. It's based on potential. It's based on pedigree. All that kind of stuff. It is not our lottery rankings. It is not our top 14 necessarily. It is the 14 guys. It's based a lot on vibes. But currently in there, we have Jacoby Walter, Alex Sarr, Ron Holland, Justin Edwards, Stephen Castle, and Donovan Klingen. In line, Garway Dual, Bronny James, Zachary Risacher, Nikola Topic, Adem Bona, and Trey Alexander. All right, Rucker. Is anyone getting booted?
I don't. No, not yet. Well, here's my question for you: if we boot someone, is it a 2-for-1?
No.
Okay, I'm not there. What are you thinking?
I think we're close, but
we're close.
I'm going to give it another one more week. One more week. That's all he's got.
Justin is. The hawk in the sky is watching Justin Edwards at the bar. He's fallen over a little bit. His looks
table
unstable.
Keeps knocking over drinks.
They spilled a couple drinks, so now it's a liability because cleanup duties had to come, and they're getting restless. The bouncers are getting restless because they don't want to have to monitor it the whole night. They've got too much going on. He's got a target on his back now, so he's on thin ice. Maybe he's got a big tab. He hasn't paid his bill. We're getting restless with it. We don't know. It's just, a lot of questions. The problem was, as I was making the graphic, is I looked at the guys in line, and there's like 4 of them that I love to go in. So we're in some deep shit right now because I don't know. There's a lot of talent waiting to come into the building. What are your thoughts? Because I feel like I've kind of spearheaded the last couple of times. I need you to get more into the. Okay.
Please.
I don't want to be a selfish guy. I want you to.
First, before we let anyone in, we'll both nominate a name to get in line.
Get in line. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll do get in line because maybe one of these guys just jumps straight to the front and goes in. So my nomination for line is on brand here. I'm going to go Bob Carrington.
Yeah, you're really pumping that. Are you getting a cut of his percentage when he gets drafted?
Don't worry about my business. I need you to actually watch him.
Yeah, it's tough because I'm trying to think of anyone. No, I'll prove that because his vibes are off the chart right now.
It's incredible,
and he also has the best name ever. Like
Lil
for
Bub.
a guy in the club, like, yo, Bub, what's up? Like, Bub, what's good? You know, so high vibes, very, very good vibes. If Garway had another good game, I would have said Garway's got to be involved. And
Garway's already in line.
No, I'm saying he's got to be put in. He's got to be the guest list. He would have to be coming into the club, but I don't think he's in. So to get in line, I'll say Bub's in there. Dubs or Bud's there. Is it Bub? Yeah, it's Bub. Okay. I always want to say it's Dub, but
who's your nomination to get in line?
I don't have a great one.
All right. No point in forcing.
Did we lose Metcalf? Unbelievable.
Xfinity's gonna get a
figure it out.
Xfinity's gonna get a sternly written letter. Oh my god. Okay.
I might have to clip this up in the morning.
Oh my god. Okay, so who are we admitting?
Is Bona in line?
Yeah. We doing it?
Yeah, Bona's in.
Fuck yeah.
Bona's in.
Love that.
Humongous individual. He's basically the Hulk. I have to have that. So, you know, I just can't believe the sequence we just had for everybody on the line. They're all going to laugh. That's why we laugh at our own pain, folks. But no, I think that's a good one. Bona's good. So we have Bona and Klingon in there, which is and humongous Sar. Individual and Sar. So we've got a lot of height. We're getting crowded. We might have to not just give them like their own private table. Now they need to have almost like their own area code because it's just huge people. But I do like the list and how it's trending. I think there's a guy that's, you know, on thin ice.
Mm-hmm.
I think McCullers a good little wild card. It'll be interesting. I almost said Dillingham, but I feel like you would have just dropped your internet and been like, I can't do the pods anymore.
Yeah, internet went out again.
This is a good one. Bona is like those old school Davis brothers, power forwards. Antonio and Dale Davis, that's an unbelievable. That would be pretty good if Bona played as long as they did in the league. So, yeah, I like where we're at. I like where we're at with the list. So, we've got 7. I'll update the graphic for next time, but we're going to have 7. We'll add Bona to number 7. And as everyone remembers, we can take away. So number 4 is kind of, you know, we can almost put that font in red right now because he's in the danger zone. And we'll add your boy and, you know, to the list. I'm pretty excited about that. Thanks for everyone for being patient while Metcalf had a midlife crisis.
Yeah, while I ruined the show. Appreciate you all.
No, I mean, hey, it'll be fun to edit this after.
Yeah, that'll be great. Rucker, this is a blast. Thank you for everyone tuning in. He is Tyler Rucker at Tyler_Rucker. I'm Tyler Metcalf at TMetcalf11. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and a 5-star rating. Till next time, see ya.